Hello again, friends and fans, Raptor here, and welcome back. It is good to see you here for Steel Division 2, a game that recently came out, an RTS of World War II on the Eastern Front, taking place in 1944. It is a masterpiece, and I must say that some of the best features of the game are some of the smallest features, including a couple of really enjoyable historical battles. You can see all of them lined up here. I've been showcasing these on the channel before, and one thing that I want to do is challenge myself. Today, I'll be doing the impossible. I'm going to try to defend against several very difficult AI, and of course they kind of seem to cheat a little bit, so I'm going to try to basically block the enemy from advancing. The Germans is who will be playing here today against the Soviets, and I'm going to try to defend a town and a railroad yard, or, well, rail station against countless number of Soviet troops and just incredible attacks. I've been doing this a little bit lately, and I haven't actually been able to do it. So hopefully we can do it here today. If not, I'm going to continue to try and try again until we actually are able to defend Krupki Station. June 28th, 1944. The delaying action fought by at Bobar by Kampfgruppe Berdo brought Schwerpanzer Abteilung 505 precious time to train its Tiger heavy tanks at Krupki Station just behind the front line. The objective was to stabilize the defense and deny the Soviets the use of the highway. But on June 28th, another Soviet assault, this time coming from the north and supported by partisans, managed to enter Krupki proper and engage the Tigers where they were most vulnerable at close range. So we're going to be playing as the Germans here today. This game is just absolutely fantastic, and again, it's being suppressed by that YouTube algorithm because it is scary World War II history, so make sure you show that support, and let me know you want to see more. Blow this one up, folks, and just let me know that you like Steel Division 2, and get the game because it's a lot of fun. Yes, I am biased. It is a great game. It is really, really fun. I love it. We're going to put these AI then onto hard, and since it is a historical scenario, it's all pretty much pre-set up for us, so let's get in there. This is going to be a nice, slow, long run until some very high intense action, especially around the railroad station. So this is an interesting scenario that I really, really like in Steel Division 2 because it pits you against two players versus one. You have some heavy Tigers. The AI really doesn't get anything that can stop the Tigers aside from maybe aircraft, but will be mostly against Shermans and infantry, essentially. So the goal then is to try to defend this town of Krupki, which is kind of on this peninsula here with a few bridges connecting it, both in the north, just the east of that, further east, and then also in the west. So the Soviets will likely come down this direction and try to flank us from our eastern flank, also western and north. So they're going to try to invade and surround this entire town. So we're going to have to build some really extensive defenses there. And then finally just holding all of everything at Krupki Station. This is where the Tigers have been detrained. So essentially all these trains came in, dropped off a ton of Tiger tanks, and now, well, we've got to defend it. That's the only option, the only way we can get reinforcements, so it's absolutely crucial to hold this area. So let's go to the defenses and start laying these out. Steel Division 2, of course, offers all sorts of different options for defenses they had in World War II, including gun pits where we can place machine guns, and also MG42 bunkers in addition to that. So I'm going to also lay down some trenches here, and we exactly need to hold this point here, so it'd be nice for us to turn this into a fortress. Man, I've had some incredible battles before here. So let's go ahead and try to put down some trenches in this area, and we're going to try to layer our defenses. The enemy will be coming just from the west of this position, so essentially they'll cross here at this river. In fact, that's the only area they can cross, and then they're going to occupy this village here and fight in towards the train station. So we'll see a lot of these buildings here that are made of brick, which are very good to defend, be destroyed by constant bombardment and aircraft and much, much more. So I'm going to continue to lay down some trenches to try to lay down cover fire for our troops who will have to advance into these trenches here. So I'll try to place them here and here so we have crossfire, that type of thing. And then we'll lay barbed wire, especially over here in the open areas, so the enemy doesn't really get a chance to bypass our defenses as easily. So it'll make for a much more difficult advance for the Soviets. So you can see here the barbed wire gets placed down, and that is a really just an incredible amount of obstacles for infantry to pass through. These are just partisans that we're fighting, so they're not as elite or trained as main Soviet troops. So we'll see what they can do against us. We're going to try to lay down defenses on the outside of town too. Anything that we can do to try to slow the Soviets down will be good. So I'm going to try to turn this area into a fortress here and lay some trenches out on the outside. But the main defense, our big defense, is going to have to be in the town just to our west. So let's switch over there for a little bit, and we'll come back to the train station later. So what we're going to do is try to put down additional pack guns. This, of course, is a very, very important defensive structure. It will eliminate a lot of those Sherman tanks, so we need to make sure that we put them close to where the Soviets may approach from. I believe the Soviet points of advance are here and here for the most part, and then of course they can also attack up here too. So we'll have to find a way to block their advance and continue to keep fire on their vehicles. So one thing we could do, for example, is put a pack gun here, and that will be able to block the river. So anything that comes close along that river will be annihilated by that pack gun there. And I want another one here. This position is so far out away from the main group that it's going to be absolutely crucial for us to defend it with the most amount of troops, because it'll be the longest amount of time before they're able to receive any sort of reinforcements. Also, if you see here, if I press C, as in Charlie, you can see where exactly our line of sight is. So anything that's indicated by kind of the red squares is not communism. That's a different red square. That's actually where we can see and where we can't. And then, of course, our range, too. So the range on this would be then 2,000 meters. So we can pretty much fire this gun all the way up to the top of that village there. Almost like, for example, here. Yeah, you can see it right there in where the river comes to. So we'll have to create some more defenses here. I might create a defensive line on this side. And actually, the Soviets might have to cross this bridge and then this bridge, too. So it might be a good idea for us to put more gun pits here. In fact, we could probably put another AT gun. Let's try this. We'll put a bunker here. And we'll put a gun pit here. And we can actually put a captured Soviet weapon in here. Anti-tank gun, for example. We can put a F.K. 228R, which I believe is a captured pack, or rather ZIS-2 or ZIS-3. I think it's a ZIS-2. I can't quite tell the difference between those sometimes, but it is a ZIS gun of some sort, and that's a captured Soviet AT gun, so that'll help us to defend. So that's good. Also, one thing that I continuously make mistakes on is I continue to think that machine guns can go inside of bunkers, or rather trenches, but they need to be put inside of a gun pit or be bunkers like this bunker MG42 here. So I'll try to defend with this here. And apparently we can shoot through here. So I'm going to try to block vehicles coming across the river this way. So it'll make it very difficult for the Soviets to fire on us unless they're in this area here. So that'll help us to block the river there. And we can put some... Essentially what I'm going to try to do is make this whole peninsula a fortress. And the enemy will more than likely get behind us here as they'll come down this way. At least that's what I've seen them do before. So knowing that knowledge, even if I know that, it's not going to make it any easier to defend this. So we'll try to make some trenches around these guns here. And that's kind of strange. Let me try to do this one instead. Actually, you know what? That house is there, so I'll make it like this. We'll make a long trench this way so our troops can kind of run into the trench here and then make their way to the front that way. Maybe they can advance while under fire. And then we can do kind of the same here. Excellent. So, for example, if reinforcements arrive, they can make their way up to these buildings concealed and then jump into the trenches from there. And that might give them a little bit of an advantage against advancing Soviet troops. I'm going to want another bunker MG here to stop any sort of advancing infantry. And these bunkers just last longer than anything else, so I'm going to try to put another MG here to block them just in case they get across. They'll more than likely attack from here too, so we'll need to put some troops in these villages here to help our reinforcements arrive when we get more points. And it might be a good idea to place a Tiger here as well. Just one. And that could change the whole tide of the battle too. So let's put one of them over here. Alright, let's build some more defenses in the meantime. Barbed wire, of course, very important. And I'll try to put that here to funnel the enemy troops into a very small area. And I'll try to make this so that way they are forced to go onto that road unless they have vehicles. And this will kind of prevent them from leaving this area. So they'll have to stay on the small road, which is perfect for the MG, which will fire right there. Excellent. Maybe we'll put a trench over here, too. So we'll need some trenches nearby. We built quite a few trenches now. But you can almost never have enough of them. And it's always good to have extra places to hide. And of course, these can't be destroyed unlike a building. So a trench can be bombarded for days, but nothing's going to come of it. And we'll try to make this a very good roadblock here, too. Alright, we're down to quite a bit of barbed wire, actually. So let's try to block up these bridges as best we can. Troops can see and shoot through barbed wire, so it doesn't hurt to put those down. At least our defending troops can. It works both ways, though, of course. So keep that in mind. And we'll also make sure we funnel all of our enemies to a very narrow point on this bridge if they happen to cross. I'm trying to make sure that all of those troops, if they approach, they have to be funneled into the bridge where we'll put more defenders. Alright, I believe Soviet troops will also attack from here. I don't have any defenses to really stop them at all. So maybe I could put a tank here as well and we could block them. Maybe I could make some sort of a trench here. We'll put a Tiger there. Maybe I could delete one of our trenches on this side. There we go. And put a defensive trench here instead. Just in front of the Tiger. 89 meters then. There we are. And we'll put some barbed wire here to block the Soviet troops. From dismounting their vehicles. And going anywhere else. Recon will be necessary to keep an eye on them. Actually, I don't need them in the vehicles. If you just click on the tab underneath, we can dismount them. So building up in Steel Division's literally the most important thing you can do. So you certainly want to make sure you build up your forces before the main attack. And put everything where it needs to go. These troops here actually have some sort of a command capability, so they prevent troops around them from retreating. So they're kind of like a command unit, and they're more affordable than most. So we'll put some of these troops here. We'll probably also need supply, and I don't think we'll get that for a while. So we just need to put the most lightly defended troops on these lines. It's going to be holding on by the skin of our teeth here. We do have an MG support team as well. So it might be a good idea to put those up here. Alright, we are completely out of points. We have really no defenders over here at the station, so the Soviets will probably make a beeline towards the station. Our reinforcements only come in from the far east side. So that is all we'll have for reinforcements, which is why I doubled down on the village. I've never successfully defended both points at the same time, though I have defended the railway station. And if we fail here today to destroy or hold the enemy back at both positions, we're going to give it another go. So make sure you show your support if you really like this type of content. And welcome to all the new subscribers. Without further ado, let the battle begin. Here we go. Alright, our troops will immediately run to cover, wherever the closest position for cover is. And machine guns already opening up. MG-34 there. And air contact is spotted as well, more than likely recon. Yep, it is recon planes that are spotting our defensive positions and our Tigers, for example. So the Tiger will move into position, and a Soviet convoy, just like clockwork, spotted right there on the road. Excellent. Alright, recon group there is spotting all the advancing enemy troops. Alright, we've got enemy tanks over here too. Mostly a bounce from the front of those Sherman tanks. And a tank destroyed. We don't want those trucks getting anywhere near us. Oh, the command group did not go into the trench as I was hoping. And they're immediately wiped out. Driver knocked out on the Tiger too. That infantry is just overwhelming us. MG-34 destroyed, probably by artillery. Oh, mortar, yep. Mortar spotted. Tiger is in a very dangerous position. Soviet troops immediately overrunning our position on the right. We'll retake that. That'll be alright. So long as we hold up the Soviet troops here and have them get out of their vehicles, that'll be a big win for the Germans. We need to essentially keep this position open, that roadway there. We need to reinforce this position, and we'll get their troops there soon enough. And we should be able to retake this position in no time. I hear Soviet vehicles nearby. We'll make our way from up here. Oh, AT gun destroyed too. Damn mortars playing a very good role in the Soviet attack. But there's not much more we can do for those defenders there. So let's continue to funnel our forces in.
Wir müssen hier raus! Ah, es hat mich erwischt!
We'll make our way up there. Meanwhile, the Tiger is holding back an entire wave of Soviet infantry. This will keep the way for reinforcements open.
Feind direkt vor eigener Stellung.
Fortunately, we don't have any shots on those guys. Bunkers are being attacked, but not much the Soviets can do about it. And we now hold the position again.
Schon unterwegs. Hoch auf dem gelben Wagen.
Alright, so now the Soviet troops are falling back from the Tiger defending. The Tiger had its claws.
Gute Arbeit, Richtschütze.
And we're holding the line.
Rot 1 an alle.
Tiger's still engaging enemy troops over there, enemy tanks. Go ahead and have the Tiger roll that way. An unfortunate loss on a AT gun, but we can always reinforce that.
Jawohl, Herr Kommandant.
Partisan variant trying to sneak up on us. It's a recon group inside that half-track. Wow, and a very precise mortar strike. They got a recon team and another random infantry group.
Kampfbereit. Wie Feind. Viel Air.
Alright, let's get up there and capture those positions.
Jawohl, Kommandant. Klar und deutlich.
Alright, now as the battle goes on, we'll receive more and more points, so we'll become a little bit more solidified in our front line. But as you can see, the Soviets have split our line. We barely have enough points to really do what we're needing to do here. So let's reinforce the train station, and then we'll see if we can start pumping reinforcements down the road to the hard points. Call out some grenadiers as well. Actually, we should get a command unit up.
Wollen Sie mitfahren?
Alright.
Aufgepasst, Männer, es geht los.
So we'll start to move into those trenches there.
Vorwärts, aber schließt die Flanken.
Tiger tank.
Höre.
Can't see anything in front of it.
Feind direkt vor eigener Stellung.
We don't really have access to a lot of stuff. Not really any aircraft, not really any... Nothing really but the Tigers and some volunteer infantry. So we're able to at least hold with what we have for now. Recon group there assisting. Call up another command group. We'll try to solidify our position now. Alright, I can hear Soviet infantry approaching. You can kind of hear their boots thumping around.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle? Zum Schützenrodel aufgehen, mir nach.
Alright, the village is holding strong. Luckily, the enemy doesn't really have any aircraft that can stop us. We do have aircraft we can, anti-aircraft we can bring in, but it's not going to be enough.
Verdammt, es hat mich erwischt. Bereit für den Transport.
Alright, we're going to get a command unit up on the front line,
Wir rücken aus.
so our troops don't retreat.
Ah, es hat mich erwischt.
And we're going to try to push back down to the trench line here.
Zum Schützenrodel aufgehen, mir nach. Sanitäter!
And let's get a machine gun up.
Hat jemand ein Taxi bestellt? Verdammt, es hat mich erwischt.
Okay, troops are pushing forward. Things are okay at the village, it seems. Still holding them back. Biggest problem now is to reinforce this position and get the Tiger some line of sight.
Lanzer zur Stelle.
Looks like enemy infantry spotted.
Bajonette aufpflanzen.
We're gonna have to push through them.
Breiter Hauptmann. Aufgepasst, Männer, es geht los. Den Abstand halten.
Alright, friendly command infantry is helping some of our troops to hold steady.
Stehen bereit. Siegpunkt erreicht. Raus mit euch. Männer.
Same here. It looks like we've got some sort of an enemy recon group that's firing on our tank, our infantry. And look at that, the Tiger has just decimated enemy troops approaching, several vehicles destroyed, including several tanks.
Rot 1 an alle. Funküberprüfung. Kommen.
I wonder where the Tiger can fire upon. Let's get our Tiger down here.
Verstanden. Marsch, marsch.
There we go.
Marsch. Aber achten Sie auf
Alright, we have enough points for a Tiger now, but we don't have any Tigers at our disposal, unfortunate. Alright, let's get some of our infantry deployed, including our machine gun there. Let's get that command group to lead the charge. Let's clear the rest of this train station out. We need to get anti-aircraft up too, but boots on the ground is what's going to win the battle now. And look at that. Oh my goodness, that's over 100 Soviet troops breaking through. That's insanity. I don't know if I can hold against that. Machine guns are blaring away. There's not much I can do against that. We need reinforcements, and we need them now. And the Soviets are just driving around the tanks. Let's get our Tiger tank over here, open up this door. I cannot defeat 100 plus Soviet troops. Do you see that? That is insanity. That's partisans that all look like a bunch of pissed off Black Friday shoppers. And they are hungry for low prices. Alright, the Tiger here is going to block all the advancing tanks now. We need to pump in reinforcements in there right away. We need the other Tiger. It's the only way. Most of our infantry is pushing forward. Alright, this defensive position is pretty solid. Some of our units are low on ammo, but we're holding. Alright, Tiger's on the way to hold the village. The Tiger down here is low on ammunition. 40 AP rounds remaining to destroy enemy tanks. Oh god, Soviets are just driving into town now. We're going to drive and retake that position. Right, we need our reinforcements to arrive right now. Alright, we're holding the train station, no problem. But the village is starting to become an issue. Look at that, an enemy Sherman destroyed. Tiger's able to hold back some of the enemy vehicles for now. Look at the amount of infantry. Even if I put down mortars, it wouldn't be enough. Phase B now starting. We have access to more Tigers. We're going to switch positions here and fight the Soviets back. And we need to make an opening for our troop transports, our trucks. We need recon to break through. We're going to take this highway now to try to get back to the village. Tiger is still trying to hold. An incredible amount of infantry in there. I don't have enough bombers or anything to hold them back. We're receiving 150 points per reinforcement now. And enemy aircraft are increasing now in number and specialty. We're going to take the long way around the road now. We're going to get a Tiger command tank up. And we probably should get up an anti-aircraft gun too. So we'll get a flak gun up here. That'll both attack infantry and also aircraft, of course. Tiger tank there destroyed. Unfortunate, our first Tiger tank destroyed. Probably by an aircraft. Well, we do have a chance here to reinforce our possible river crossing here if we get reinforcements here in time. Friendly infantry are here. Friendly recon arriving. Damn, that Tiger was an incredible loss to us. Look at the amount of destruction. The amount of tanks and vehicles that it destroyed. We now need recon to get here as soon as possible. Aircraft are good, but tanks are better. need them to be able to hold back the enemy infantry.
Achtung, der Feind ist in der Nähe.
If they're advancing out in the open like that, we got them. So the goal now is to get to that village all the way out there.
Jawohl.
If we can get here and dismount, we might be able to launch a successful counterattack. Anti-aircraft gun, open to fire. Get ready to fire. And we will need to reinforce our troops. German infantry about to engage Soviet infantry. Damn machine gun opening up.
Bereit für den Transport.
Hopefully this will let the rest of the infantry by. Excellent. Another Tiger tank on its way. Alright, we're now trying to reinforce that position. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Never mind. The entire Soviet army found us. Soviet command group there. Discovered. Wow, we're completely caught out in the open. Alright, we need to reinforce these. We're gonna have to move on foot. Okay, we're gonna need another wave to break through. Big wave of infantry this time. Turret is stuck on our tank until we receive reinforcements or repair. So we're going to have to try to fight our way to this lake here, the halfway point between our forces. So there's our spearhead. Okay, reinforcements then got to make a beeline for this area. We need this corridor open right now. Loader killed and the turret is stuck on this Tiger. We need to make a retreat immediately. We're fighting them all from all directions. Unfortunately, they found us down here. They're going around the lake rather than taking the bridge. So that's unfortunate for us. And with Ju-87s, I would rather have the tank. Tiger destroyed from a shot from behind, unfortunately. Well, with all the Soviet forces trying to block our road, they are not paying attention to the airfield or the train station as much. But it looks like they just bombed both of our commanders there. German infantry is making their way through. And we have a lot of Soviet tanks coming our way, I bet. A lot of Shermans. Wow. Aircraft, just tons of them flying over us.
Was sind Ihre Befehle? Wenn in Reichweite Feuererlaubnis. Verdammt, es hat mich erwischt.
Well, let's make our way down this road. Okay, we're looking to reinforce now. Luckily we got recon squads with us. Another wave of aircraft coming in with rockets. The Tiger holding the line there. Oh good, a Soviet infantry mortar discovered and destroyed. That's a big win for us. I can hear a lot of Soviet tanks coming. You can hear the engines. So I'm going to try to get off the road and see if we can keep the recon out here for the tanks. Yep, they're already firing at us. We're going to get more anti-aircraft out. I think the enemy... Oh, yeah. They're using their mortars to get us like crazy. They're picking priority targets. We'll need to get a supply truck up for some of the infantry, too. Right, time to dismount. There's too much mortars. Lots of mortars and artillery. This is their main line of attack now. We've just plowed into it. Oh boy. Well, the tip of our spear is about to become bent by the sheer force of the enemy. We're going to have our troops just make a run for the trench and not worry about getting shot at. Don't return fire, just quickly go. Alright, now we got to get past a lot of Soviet tanks.
Bereit, Herr Kommandant. Den hat's erwischt.
See if we can make our way through that way. Pick it up with some more infantry. Well, luckily, we're stopping all the Soviet reinforcements. Supplies are coming down this way. And same with troops. We need to get our recon up there. They're fighting through now. How many vehicles falling back? We got a lot of mortars and recon vehicles pushing through. Enemy mortar there. Alright, we should be able to eliminate a lot of these Shermans now. Rocket plane, that's going to take this one down into fallback mode. And there he goes. Transmission damaged. It's a tough spot for Soviet armor, and same with ours. More tanks are arriving, though. More Tiger tanks trying to make the breakthrough. And the final phase of the operation begins. 20 minutes remaining. Get a supply truck up here to repair. More anti-aircraft is needed. They pushed us out of our trenches. Alright, we need more and more Tigers. I'm trying to be as aggressive as possible to push back into that village. I tried to hold it for as long as I could. Really can't get reinforcements until Phase B. Trying to make our way through here. We could take a road. Enemy bomber, probably on this position here. Oh, perfect hit for Soviet aircraft. Wow, so many enemy troops there, incredible. We're trying to fight off every vehicle that we can. They're certainly going for our munition truck now. They're attacking with multiple recon just to stop us from getting a little supply for the Tigers. Alright, we do need reinforcement here.
Verstanden und bestätigt. Verdammt, es hat mich erwischt. Jawohl, Herr Kommandant.
Tigers have to push forward.
Es hat mich erwischt.
Oh, there's a command unit there. Let's take that down. Truck is resupplying.
Wir wurden getroffen. Anhalten. Wir warten hier.
All right, hopefully we've almost broken through the Soviet lines. Stukas are coming in. They're going to drop dive bomb down on top of those infantry. And German troops pushing forward. Despite our losses, we're still pushing. Alright, let's get the Tigers up here. Alright, so now we have a, what, 3, 4, 5 Tiger force? Not enough. One of our Tigers possibly destroyed? Command Tiger may have been taken out. Ju-87 destroyed as well, from over here. The one I had on standby for the attack. Well, this is the hard point for Soviet infantry. That's where a lot of them went to. So we can push everybody off the road. We can keep these troops trapped up here. It's probably not going to happen, though. Let's go ahead and try to have this giant rocket plane come in. See if we can get a strike on that. There's a hell of a lot of Soviet planes out there, though. Soviet rocket planes are attacking tanks. These are big rockets. Our infantry are moving in on them. Alright, it's time to make a wall of German steel to block the Soviets. More bombardment from the Soviets on German positions. This is crazy. The only thing that can really survive against bombardments now is going to be the tanks. Infantry, of course, and buildings can just be one and done. And our tanks need to hit these targets. Is that an ISU? No. Our tanks cannot fall back like this. We must hold the line. Wow, the Soviets have so much air coverage, it's incredible. Another tank destroyed. Anti-aircraft's not covering it. Troops are not covering it. It's really only the Tigers. So much infantry.
Warten auf Luft- oder Bodenziele.
Scheiße, verdammt! Wir haben Munition geladen!
It's an incredible amount of infantry just trying to push us back. Their attack is literally blocking us. I need to find some sort of a way to get reinforcements in here. I suppose it would be RNG whether or not the Soviets would then break through the town and go north. If they'd have focused all their attack on the rail yard, I probably would have been able to hold it. there's no way I can break through with these infantry numbers. Incredible. Hold the station.
Speer zur Stelle.
Damn, that's amazing. And even if I push these troops through, it's not going to be enough. We'll be able to hold the station again, but I cannot break through. I know the key is to reinforce that line somewhere, that road. It is an incredibly difficult mission, but that's what makes it fun. So we'll have to come back and try again. Though we weren't able to break through back to the village, we were able to hold them a lot longer than ever before. And I think with us just possibly getting lucky, if the AI, rather than attacking on that main road underneath the rail yard, would go north, it would allow us to break through with some more Tigers, clear out the town, and possibly cut off their reinforcements from the far west, alleviating a lot of pressure on the rail station from the south. So then we could just focus directly west and northwest at that other bridge. All right, a very good run. This is a fantastic game, so thank you everyone for showing your support. I think we should give it another run. If you want to see more, get her up to 1,000 likes as always to show your support for the channel, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.